Viner to YouTuber to wrestling to MMA, Logan Paul is potentially joining the UFC and Prime will be its new sponsor. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are curious to hear my Max Holloway and Arnold Allan announcement thoughts, tune in at the end of the video or check out the chapters that are on the screen, and let's get into this news. If you guys aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, and also ask questions for the Q&A on Thursday. Every Thursday we do a Q&A, so please comment questions to be included in the video. I'm gonna try to get to as many as we can, and yeah, let's just get into this. Logan Paul just uploaded a reel, a TikTok, or whatever you want to call it, basically hinting at the fact that he's been teasing going to the UFC for years now and is making a big announcement in collaboration with the UFC tomorrow. Now, this has led people to think a lot of things. Is it a Prime sponsorship? Is Logan actually going to fight? I'm going to give you some of my thoughts. First of all, I think this has something to do with Prime at the bare minimum. Honestly, I think even if Logan has a fight, I think there's going to be some sort of Prime thing attached or their sponsor. And as for Logan Paul, I mean, he kind of has me a little convinced. Like, why would he post this thing unless this is just a massive troll? Like, people like me are getting hyped. I'm getting a little hyped. I'm curious if he is going to be in the UFC, because that would be pretty crazy. If it's just a Prime sponsorship and nothing else, I'm going to be pretty disappointed and regret even talking about it on the channel. But what are my thoughts on Logan Paul if he does join the UFC? I think it'll be for like a one-fight deal, if anything, and the UFC would probably want to pair Logan against someone that'll give him problems to help promote one of their guys. I don't think it's good for Logan to sign a contract with the UFC for only one fight. The UFC will most definitely give him to someone like a Bo Nickel or someone on the come-up that is extremely talented that will destroy him to help promote one of their stars. Now, on the other hand, if Logan is signing a multiple fight deal and is actually wanting to stay here for the long haul, they might want to give him some wins. I mean, imagine 185 Nick Diaz versus Logan Paul. That would be crazy. I mean, Logan Paul obviously has the boxing and he has wrestling background. He's apparently a really good wrestler. There's a video of him wrestling with Paulo Costa. So I'd actually be curious to see how he does in the UFC. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. How well can Logan even do in the UFC? But now let's move on to our next topic. Max blessed Holloway, the so-called best boxer in the UFC. The guy who will teach his own opponent defense midway through his own fight with him. The skateboarding legend.
That looked like Max Holloway going by on a skateboard there.
It might be him, because I know he's been skateboarding a lot.
Yeah, that was Max Holloway on a skateboard.
Max blessed Holloway is coming back, returning to the octagon after his dominant loss against Alexander Volkanovski back in July. He's coming back after a kind of a long layoff against Arnold Allan. Arnold Allan is a guy that, as you guys know on the channel, that I'm very high of, and a guy that I really am a fan of, and I think could be a possible future champion. And if Max wants to stay at featherweight, it's kind of hard for him to become champion. I mean, he's beating everybody else, but he cannot be the champion. That's a hard space to be in. We've kind of seen that spot with Robert Whittaker and a few other contenders. Colby Covington is another one that is in a similar position, and he's going to be taking on Arnold Allan. Now, Max Holloway, being this #1 guy, is probably going to get not so favorable matchups because he's taking a lot of risk but not a lot of reward, because the only other reward he can get is fighting the champion. So basically, he's having to defend his spot against a whole bunch of different guys with the unlikelihood of him getting a rematch against Alex. Arnold Allan is a guy that's not on a lot of people's radar, and that's because he really rarely fights. He fights like about once a year because of a lot of like unlucky injuries. But with that being said, he's racked up an almost 10-fight win streak. So what do I think about this fight? Look, I think it's a big risk for Max Holloway. He's fighting a guy with a long win streak and a guy that I think is actually very talented and a guy that I think could possibly win a championship belt. But with that being said, I actually think this is a rather good matchup for Max Holloway. Arnold Allan is a very slick striker, so I think the game plan for him is going to be counter-striking, looking for Max to come inside and hit him with a counter, while also not trying to box with Max Holloway. But Arnold Allan is a really good boxer as well, so I think another thing to keep track of is the height of Max Holloway. He's 5'11". I see Max taking this up, but I do want to do a little more film study on Arnold Allan and look at maybe some of his weaknesses that I noticed and things that maybe Max Holloway could exploit. But that's my early prediction. I think Max Holloway gets it done. But yeah, that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching so much. But yeah, let me know what you think. Comment in the comment section below. Let me know. Comment for the Q&A coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.